Your clock was ticking, and it was time for you to have a baby.
Yep.
He has 7 children. You wanted 1.
Her choice to be the father didn't work out.
We got into an argument. She locked me out the bedroom. She then called the police.
Now, mom and baby are on their own.
You shouldn't have been in the same house.
He's purposely making life harder for me since we've broken up.
That's not on anybody but you.
Judge Judy.
Let me try to figure out what kind of a case you think you have.
Okay.
You and Mr. White were living together as a family. You had a child together as a family. That situation terminated, and you claim it was your arrangement with him that he was supposed to pay half the rent. At some point, he lost his job. Baby was born. You worked. He didn't. And for a period of time, he was home with the baby. So far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That is incorrect, ma'am.
So what you're telling me, he was never home with the baby?
Maybe for a few weeks at a time.
What I'm saying to you is he was, for a period of time, like a family, he was home with the baby, and you worked. Is that a fair statement? Let's not play with me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. He doesn't owe you any rent.
Ma'am, we had broken up and he was still living with me and he was going to pay rent. When he could not make the rent, that is when I evicted him.
He's not paying you rent.
We weren't living together as a family when we were broken up. He was in the guest room.
You shouldn't have been in the same house.
Yeah, I agree.
Great.
That's why I wanted to evict him.
Yeah, good. Okay, that's one. So rent is out. Now, the next thing you're suing him for is that he set off the alarm when he came back to the house after some sort of a kerfuffle that you had. And he came back to get property. You had put the alarm on. He set it off.
That's incorrect.
Well, how could he set the alarm off if you did not put the alarm on?
He set the alarm off from the app that he had access to on his phone.
What you're telling me was he wasn't at your house?
He was not at my house when he set off the alarm.
Were you at her house when you set off the alarm?
Yes.
It happened 2 times, right?
Correct.
Tell me about each time that you set off the alarm.
It was for me to come back and get my belongings. I had been making countless attempts to come back and get my belongings. I even had my sister contact her.
You mean after this argument?
Yes, because...
On what date did the argument take place?
It happened January 31st. We got into an argument. She locked me out the bedroom. I was knocking at the door. I knocked too hard. I knocked a hole in the door.
You punched a hole in the door?
I knocked a hole in the door.
Right, you punched a hole in the door, which, as you know, you have to fix.
Correct. She then called the police. I sat there. The police did came. They took our story. Then they arrested me for damage to property and disorderly conduct.
Right.
I then went to jail. I got out of jail the next day.
You were served paperwork to not come to the house.
Just a second. Listen to me. Don't speak.